matutuhang bago sa Radyo Z-Eskwela. Siguradong masaya. Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Handog ng DepEd Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela. Siguradong masaya.
Let's go!
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive and Technical Working Committee. The school's Division Superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. Curriculum Implementation Division OIC Chief, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. School Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Program Director, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. Assistant Program Director, Noemi P. Canales. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opena, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Sikinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Dr. Renato M. Pakpakin, Dr. Andy P. Cabodok, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Ryan Villanueva, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard D. Apit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Production and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judiland T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen C. Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banyes. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Lanara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo C. Gutierrez Jr., Jade Karen R. Arais, Eliza May Garsuta, Sedi S. Caballero, and Jane S. Caballero. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.
Nagasilya gikan sa Bulawan ng probinsya sa Davao de Oro. Kini ang Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw, 88.5 Z Radio.
This is Z Radio 88.5.
Good morning, province of Davao de Oro. Our food for thought for today is coming from the book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 28. And it says, "Wherefore, we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, let us have grace, whereby we may serve God acceptably with reverence and godly fear." Reflection. There are many who profess to be Christ's followers and yet are not doers of His word. They do not relish this word because it presents service which is not agreeable to them. They do not relish the wholesome reproofs and close, earnest appeals. They do not love righteousness, but are mastered and tyrannized over by their own erratic human impulses. It makes every difference how we do service for God. The boy who drudges through his lessons because he must learn will never become a real student. The man who claims to keep the commandments of God because he thinks he must do it will never enter into the enjoyment of obedience. The essence and flavor of all obedience is the outworking of a principle within, the love of righteousness, the love of the law of God. The essence of all righteousness is loyalty to our Redeemer, doing right because it is right. When the Word of God is a burden because it cuts directly across human inclinations, then the religious life is not a Christian life, but a tug and a strain and enforced obedience. All the purity and godliness of religion are set aside. But the adoption into the family of God makes us children, not slaves. When the love of Christ enters the heart, we strive to imitate the character of Christ. The more we study the life of Christ with a heart to learn, the more Christ-like we become. Into the heart of every true doer of the Word, the Holy Spirit infuses clear understanding. The more we crucify selfish practices by imparting our blessings to others and by exercising our God-given ability, the more the heavenly graces will be strengthened and increased in us. We will grow in spirituality, in patience, in fortitude, in meekness, in gentleness. A train of cars is not merely attached to the engine. They follow on the same track as the engine. Whom are we following?
Gikan sa bubuhat, dapat de oro at tuburan sa paglaot. Sa dabawan niyong mahuswagot, ang kaanyang mo makabibihat, talag sa una sa kahitasan. Kamukirang sa lumang ialimahan, bunga sa karagayan. May paglubay, yuta mong nagmadag mahigugmaon. Ipalibot sa bayanihan, iumol sa panaghiusap. Sa timumang may mapeya at sa pagtinabangan may kalamluan. Davao de Oro, kanimong nagamitan among kabulahanan. Davao de Oro, magulawanong paraiso. Sa naghiusang Davaoenyo, ang kaanyang makabibihan, kalag sa ongga sa sangkahitasan. Kabukiran sa lumagi alimahan, bunga sa kadagayan. Davao de Oro, kanimong nagabitan among kabulahanan. Davao de Oro, magulawanong paraiso. Sa naghiusang Davaoenyo, Davao de Oro, dagat tuyutan, buhing bulawan. Davao de Oro, dagat tuyutan, buhing
Z-Radio 88.5.
Check your time. It's already 16 minutes past the hour of 10. Again, atong oras karon mga kazi, it's already alas 10, 16 na sa buntag. Og time check sa tud kanato ni Vice Governor Maria Carmen Zamora. And yes, good morning, Golden Province of Davao de Oro. Maayong buntag usab sa atong mga silingang lalawigan nga abot ning atong Sibyahanan. It's a wonderful Tuesday mga kazi, and we welcome you all sa another episode sa atoang programang Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Siguradong masaya.
Yes, our program is atid po sa atin ng DepEd Division of Davao de Oro in partnership with the Z-Radio 88.5. Ang istasyong Siguradong Lingaw.
Siguradong kuya.
Ayan, so once again, it's a wonderful Tuesday and it's May 11, 2021. Good morning, Teacher Drew.
Good morning, Teacher Mai. Good morning sa atong mga Zuking Tingpaminaw, most especially sa atong mga Z-Eskwela learners across the province, and also sa atong mga fellow teachers, parents, and guardians. Good morning po. And I know you are excited for another 4 feature for the lesson presentation na atong i-feature for today.
Yes. And of course, since it's Tuesday, ang lahat po ng ating mga pag-uusapan for today, all of our 4 lesson presentations will be all about mathematics. Kaya naman sa lahat ng ating mga grade 9, grade 10, Grade 11?
Yes.
Oo, and grade 12 learners, maghanda na po kayo dahil ang ating mga lesson presentations para sa araw na ito is para po sa inyo.
That's right. So aside sa atong on-air dinhi sa atong paboritong istasyon, we do have our cross-line streaming gamit ang Facebook application. All you have to do is to like and follow and of course subscribe our 3 FB pages such as the Z-Radio 88.5, DepEd Division of Davao de Oro, and the Radyo Z-Eskwela DepEd Davao de Oro. Ug sa ato ang 3 FB pages, mamahimong ihatag ninyo ang inyong mga komento, suggestions, and even questions and recommendations sa atong mga lesson presentations every day sa atong programa. And of course, kung na-miss ninyo ang episode nato for today, wag na nga malungkot pa mga ka-Z-Eskwela, since we have our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO. So, dyan po nakalagay ang lahat ng ating mga lesson presentations gunad pa sa pag-start sa atong school year 2020-2021.
Yes, so maraming thank you for that information, Sir Drew. Samahan niyo po kami for the first 2 hours ng ating programa. Kami po inyong makakasama hanggang alas 12 ng tanghaling ito. At mamaya naman po susunod si Teacher Given with Teacher Nanay Lore. So, again, ang atin pong mga pag-uusapan for today will be all about mathematics po. And speaking of math, nais nating acknowledge at batiin ng isang magandang umaga ang atin pong Education Program Supervisor ng Mathematics po. Dini sa atong Division of Davao de Oro, we have Sir Renato Pakpakin. Ayan, hello sir!
Hello,
Good
sir.
morning!
And of course, para naman sa ating mga learners for today, so we are inviting you to notify us with your attendance by filling out our attendance link for today, which is the https://tinyurl.com/Radyo Z-Eskwela 0511. So, naka-flash yan sa ating mga FB screens. And of course, nakapin din yan sa ating mga comment box sections to our 3 FB pages.
Yes. Okay, so it's already 10:20. So again, May 11 po ngayon sa lahat ng ating mga mga zilingan nga nag-celebrate sa ilang mga adlaw na tauhan. Happy birthday po sa inyo. Most especially, Sir Drew, I guess murag nag-celebrate karon. Oo.
Yes,
Sa ilahang adlaw na tauhan, we have our SGOD Chief, ang tinuod nga Sir Chief. Oo. Sir Ruben Riponte, ayan, happy birthday. Nya murag nag-celebrate po karon si Ma'am Cecilia Morales.
Wow, happy birthday, ma'am.
Ayan, happy birthday po sa inyo. Okay, so hihintayin po namin ang inyong mga mensahe. And again, we are encouraging all of our learners to kindly notify us with your attendance. And since it's already 10:20, we shall now begin our first lesson presentation.
Yes, we will start with Mathematics 9. The topic for this one is Pythagorean Theorem and its proof. Makakasama natin dito bilang content presenter, isang Teacher 3 from Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School. We have Ma'am Thelma B. Nanali. Kasama ang kanyang Creative Resource Material Developer, isang Teacher 1 from the said school pa rin, Ma'am Christine Joy R. Dalugdog.
Ayan, so alas 10:21 na po. Make your day math-mazing as our teachers make our math lessons MATH-DALI at math saya. Huwag nang matakot at sabay-sabay po tayong matuto. Kaya naman po,
Tara na, magklase na ta!
Good morning, grade 10 students, and as well as to our avid listeners. You are listening to Radyo Z-Eskwela, Siguradong Masaya. We are here once again for another learning session in mathematics. This is your teacher on air for grade 9 mathematics, Teacher Thelma B. Nanali from Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School. Let us have fun and learn from our today's topics. Be sure that you are listening attentively and follow all the directions of the activities. So before we start our discussion, make sure you are in a comfortable place and prepare the following: notebook, ball pen, and any scratch paper. After our discussion for today, you are expected to achieve the following objectives: prove the Pythagorean theorem, solve problems using Pythagorean theorem. I know some of you are just hearing this for the first time, and some of you may find it somewhat familiar. Today's discussion is focused mainly with Pythagorean theorem, which is sometimes called Pythagoras theorem. You are maybe wondering, who is Pythagoras and what is a theorem? Well, Pythagoras is a well-known Greek philosopher who proved the theorem. That is why it was named after him. In mathematics, theorem is simply a statement that has been proven to be true. from other things that either known or accepted true. But the most important thing that you need to know is that the Pythagorean theorem describes an important geometric relationship between the three sides of a right triangle. Pythagorean theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the legs. Before we use this theorem, let us prove this first using the two-column proof. In your notebook, draw a right triangle wherein the hypotenuse is lying down. Name the vertex of the right angle as M, while the other vertices are L and M. Name the side that connects the L and M as R. Name the side that connects M and N as S. And the hypotenuse as T. It is given that LM is equal to R and MN is equal to S as the legs. Another given is LN is equal to T as the hypotenuse, and angle LMN is a right angle. We will prove that R squared plus S squared equals C squared. And an additional information, we will construct altitude MK as W to the hypotenuse LN, dividing it to LK, which is equal to U, and KN, which is equal to C. If you look at the final drawing, you can see that we can make three right triangles, which are the triangle LMN, triangle MKN, and triangle LKM. Let us start now with our first statement. I will give you a hint. Describe triangles LMN, MKN, and LKM. When an altitude MK is drawn to the hypotenuse, what do you think is the answer? Correct! Triangle LMN is similar to triangle MKN is similar to triangle LKM. And the reason is right triangle similarity theorem. For the next statement, this is the hint. Write the proportions involving the geometric means R and S. What should be the statement? Correct! U over R equals R over T, and V over S equals S over T. And the reason is special properties of right triangles. The hint for the next statement is you need to cross-multiply the terms of the proportions in statement 2. What should be the answer? Correct! R squared equals UT and S squared equals VT. And the reason is cross multiplication property of proportions. For the next statement, the hint is you need to add S squared to both sides of R squared equals UT in statement 3. What should be the answer? Correct! R squared plus S squared equals UT plus S squared. The reason for that is addition property of equality. The next hint is substitute S squared on the right side of statement 4, using its equivalent from statement 3. What should be the answer? Correct! R squared plus S squared equals UT plus RT. R squared plus S squared equals UT plus VT. The reason for that is substitution. The next hint is factor the right side of statement 5. What could be the result? Correct! R squared plus S squared equals T quantity U plus V. The reason for that is common monomial factor. For statement 7, the hint is substitute U plus V in statement 6 by its equivalent length in the figure. What will be the result? Correct! R squared plus S squared equals T quantity T. The reason for that is segment addition postulate. And the hint for our last statement is simplify the right side of statement 7. What will be the result? Correct! R squared plus S squared equals T squared. The reason for that is product law of exponents. Now, we are able to prove the Pythagorean theorem, but we are not yet done because we will try to solve problems using the formula. So, sit back and relax. Don't go away. We will be back after the break.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Maze Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
We're back! So let us apply the Pythagorean theorem in the problem. It was stated earlier that in Pythagorean theorem, the square of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the legs. Did you get it? All right. To make it easier, let us state it this way. For a right triangle with legs A and B and hypotenuse C, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. As you can see from this definition, the Pythagorean theorem doesn't apply to all triangles. It only applies to right triangles. As you know, right triangles always include one right angle that you usually see with a square mark that helps you to identify it. But if you cannot see the mark, make sure to identify the right angle correctly because it will help you to identify the one important side of the right triangle, which is the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle, and it is always the side that's opposite of the right angle. In order to use the Pythagorean theorem, you need to be able to identify the hypotenuse because that's what the variable C stands for in the theorem. C is the length of the hypotenuse side, while the other two sides of the triangle is what you call the legs. The length of each leg is represented by the variables A and B. Now, let us find out what does A squared plus B squared equals C squared really tells us. It means that we take the lengths of the two legs and square them, which means multiplying them by themselves. A squared is A times A and B squared is B times B. If we add the two squared value together, it is equal to the total of the square of the hypotenuse, which C squared or C times C. I know it sounds so confusing to you. So let us have an example so that Pythagorean theorem makes sense. Example: you have a right triangle. The legs has the measurement of 3 and 4. while the hypotenuse measures 5. If we were to use the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we need to assign this value to the variable in the formula. Let us take this way. A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 4. And since 5 is the measure of the hypotenuse, it will be the measurement of C. So, if we substitute the following values in the formula, it will become 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. To know if it is really true, we need to simplify it. 3 squared means 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is equal to 16. And 5 squared is equal to 25. Let's check to see if the Pythagorean theorem is really true. If you add the squared amount of A and B, which are 9 and 16, they really do equal to the squared amount of C, which is 25. So, what is the use of Pythagorean theorem? Pythagorean theorem is used when one of the measurement of the 3 sides is missing. Example, A equals 5 and B equals 12. What is the value of C? To solve this problem, we will use the formula of Pythagorean theorem, which is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. In this case, we are looking for the measurement of the hypotenuse. Substitute the given value in the formula. It will become 5 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared. Simplify by multiplying 5 and 12 by itself. 5 times 5 is 25 and 12 times 12 is 144. Just copy C squared. With this, the equation becomes 25 plus 144 equals C squared. If you add up 25 and 144, it will become 169. The equation will be 169 equals C squared. But since we are looking for the value of C, we need to find a way to eliminate the squared. To eliminate exponent 2, we need to find the square root of both sides of the equation. The square root of 169 is 13. And the exponent of C will be eliminated. Therefore, the value of C is 13. Did you get the process? Very good. Let us try another example. Given that A equals 9 and C equals 41, what is the measurement of B? In this case, we are looking for the measurement of one of the legs, which is B. How will be able to solve it? Correct! We need to substitute the given value to the formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And we will get 9 squared plus B squared equals 41 squared. Multiply 9 and 41 by itself. 9 times 9 is 81. And 41 times 41 is 1,681. The equation will become 81 plus B squared equals 1,681. Since we are looking for the value of B, we need to eliminate 81 by using addition property of equality, which means we need to add the same number with different sign on both sides of the equation. We will have 81 plus 81 plus B squared equals 1,681 plus negative 81. 81 and negative 81 will become 0. B squared will be left, while on the other side of the equation, it will become 1,600. The equation will be B squared equals 1,600. To eliminate the exponent 2 of B, find the square root of both sides. It will be the square root of 1,600 is 40. Therefore, the value of B is 40. Don't go away. We will have more of this after the break.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
I'm back! Let us have our last example before we end our discussion for today. Listen carefully and take note some important information as I read the problem. Alright, are you ready? A 13-feet ladder is leaning against a vertical wall. If the foot of the ladder is 5 feet from the wall, how high does the ladder reach? I repeat, a 13-feet ladder is leaning against a vertical wall. If the foot of the ladder is 5 feet from the wall, how high does the ladder reach? If you were to draw the illustration, what part of the right triangle is 13 feet? That's right! The ladder represents the measurement of the hypotenuse. How about 5 feet? Correct! The distance from the foot of the ladder and the wall represent the measurement of one of the legs of the triangle. If 5 feet measures A and 13 feet is C, what are we going to find? Very good! We are looking for B of the measurement of one of the leg. So, to solve this problem, all we need to do is to substitute the given measurement to the formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And simplify until you find the value of the missing part. To start, substitute 5 to A and 13 to C. It will become 5 squared plus B squared equals 13 squared. Next is simplify 5 squared and 13 squared. 5 times 5 is 25 and 13 times 13 is 169. The equation will become 25 plus B squared equals 169. To eliminate 25 on the left side of the equation, add negative 25 to both sides of the equation. It becomes 25 plus negative 25 plus B squared equals 169 plus negative 25. And once it will be simplified, it will become B squared equals 144. Since we are looking for the value of B, we need to eliminate the exponent 2 by putting radical sign on both sides. The exponent will be eliminated and we will solve for the square root of 144, which is 12. Therefore, the measurement of the side B, or the measurement of how high does the ladder reach, is 12. Did you get the same answer? Very good. always remember the following. Pythagorean theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the legs. Pythagorean theorem only applies in right triangle. In a right triangle, the longest side is called hypotenuse, while the other two sides that form the right angle are called the legs. Lastly, Pythagorean theorem is used when one of the sides of a right triangle is missing. I hope you learned something from today's discussion. That's it for today. Once again, this is Teacher Salma Bataluna Nanali at your service. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye!
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive and Technical Working Committee. The school's division superintendent, Euphemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. Curriculum Implementation Division OIC Chief, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. School Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Program Director, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. Assistant Program Director, Noemi P. Canales. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Dr. Renato N. Pakpakin, Dr. Andy P. Cabodok, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Ryan Villanueva, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard D. Apit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Production and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judiland T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen C. Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banyes. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo C. Gutierrez Jr., Jade Karen R. Arais, Eliza May Garsuta, Sedi S. Caballero, and Jane S. Caballero. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.
We are back mga ka-Z. It's already 10:57 na po ng umaga gan alas 10:57 na ang atong oras. Time check. Isa to gihapon ka nato ni Vice Governor Maria Carmen Zamora.
Ayan, so natapos na nating i-feature ating first lesson presentation for today, which is about the Mathematics 9 na may topic na Pythagorean Theorem and its proof. So we would thank you so much and congratulations po sa ating content presenter, isang teacher 3 from Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, Ma'am Thelma B. Nanali, one of our top fans of our program. And thank you so much also and congratulations to her creative resource material developer na teacher 1 din from Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, Ma'am Christine Joy R. Dalugdog.
Ayan, so again, to the both of you, maraming thank you po and congratulations. 1 down mga ka-Z-Eskwela, 3 more to go po. Ayan, so abang-abang na po ang ating mga grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12 learners. So speaking of learners, again, we are encouraging you to kindly notify us with your attendance. Ang ating link po, makikita nyo sa ating screen na naka-flash yan. And of course, nakapin sa ito ang comment boxes. For our attendance link is https://tinyurl.com/Radyo Z-Eskwela 0511.
That's right, and bago tayo mag-move on to our second lesson presentation, so nais namin pasalamatan ng ating Radyo Z-Eskwela program sponsors. Thank you so much, Nuerde Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated.
Maraming salamat po, Maverick Builders Incorporated.
Mitch Construction and Supply.
Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply.
DB Construction and Supply.
Kanaway Builders Corporation.
Phoenix Gurbata Tagum Gasoline Station.
Master Construction and Supply.
Mackenzie Builders.
And GP&H Construction Incorporated. Ayan sila po ang ating mga program sponsors. Muli maraming salamat po. Mga kazi, live na live gihapon kita karon via Facebook Live. Kung doon na kamo yung mga mensaheng buot ipaabot ka na mo, just feel free nga mag-comment sa itong mga comment boxes.
Tama ka dyan, Teacher Mai. So patuloy pa rin tayong sumuporta sa ating programang Radyo Z-Eskwela since not only for the benefit of our learners din sa Davao de Oro, but also sa mga learners na abot ni aning programa since naka-cross line ta. So medyo international na dyan, Teacher Mike, kung natin mga kaila sa ubang lugar. So kindly spread the good news of this particular RBI.
Yes, because sharing is caring.
That's right.
Okay, oras na to karon, alas 11 en punto na mga kazi. Allow me to say hi to my district head diha sa Nabunturan East District. Hello, good morning, Ma'am Rosario A. Noniesa. Ayan, hello ma'am, maayong buntag.
Hello also to our supervisor dyan sa Macau District, Ma'am Toto L. Teves. Hi ma'am, ug sa imo mga kaubanan din sa district office. And hi to our head teacher 1 at the same time, the school in charge of Tuburan National High School, Sir Rogelio Jojo Gono. Sir, maayong buntag. Ug sa akong mga kaubanan na naka-skeletal workforce. So God bless you always.
Ayan. So magpatuloy na tayo, Sir Drew. We will now proceed to our next lesson presentation.
Yes, our second featured lesson presentation will be about Mathematics 10. The topic for this one is illustrating combinations. And we will be joined by the content presenter, isang teacher 1 from Mabini National High School. We have Sir Julius Ernest R. Miranda.
Alas 11:01 na po ang ating oras sa mga kazi. And let's make her day math-mazing as our teachers make our math lesson, MATH-DALI at math-saya. Huwag pong matakot at sabay-sabay tayong matuto. Kaya naman po,
Tara na, magklase na ta!
Good morning, Davao de Oro. Good morning, DepEd family. And good morning, Mathematics 10 learners. Welcome to Z Radio 88.5. Z-Eskwela, Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw. I am Sir Julius Ernest R. Miranda of Mabini National High School, the Shoreline's finest school in Davao de Oro. And I will be your Mathematics 10 teacher for today. I know that you have been busy answering the modules given to you by your teachers. Nonetheless, do spare time to listen as we discuss another lesson in Mathematics 10. So today, let us continue to learn more regarding our lesson in Mathematics 10. Be in your study area as we begin our lesson for today. Prepare your modules in Mathematics 10, some paper and scratch paper, your pencils and ball pens. Also prepare some water and other materials you need to learn. Be comfortable and listen well. Are you ready, my dear grade 10 learners? I'm sure you are. Come on, let us learn about illustrating combination using listing method. As we go through our lesson this morning, these are the things we expected to learn. In this lesson, you will be able to A. Illustrate combination of objects in a real-life situation. B. Determine the number of ways a combination may occur. C. Value the presence of combinations in our daily life. Before we go to our main topic this morning, let us have a review on permutations. Permutation is an arrangement of all or part of a set of objects with proper regard to order. For example, the possible choices you have in creating your GCash password. Arranging 5 different books in a shelf. Possible number of plate numbers can LTO create. This is an example of permutation because these examples, the order is important. Now, there are different methods in determining permutations. Methods in determining permutations. Number 1, systematic listing. Number 2, tree diagram. Number 3, two-way table. Number 4, fundamental counting principle. Now, let us have an example of how to determine a permutation in different methods. Review example. James invited his close friends, Saikim, Marvin, and Francisco to his 16th birthday, which will be held at Gold Ridge Resort. He prepared a special table with chairs placed in a row to be occupied by his 3 friends. How can they be seated in a row? Find the number of permutations using different methods. Let us try to use systematic method. Letter A, Saikim, Marvin, and Francisco. Letter B, it could be Saikim, Francisco, and Marvin. Letter C, Francisco, Marvin, and Saikim. Letter D, Francisco, Saikim, and Marvin. Letter E, Marvin, Saikim, and Francisco. Letter F, Marvin, Francisco, and Saikim. Therefore, there are 6 permutations or there are 6 possible ways they can be seated in a row. Now, let us try finding the permutation using the tree diagram method. Tree diagram for our example problem. First, we have Saikim, Marvin, Francisco. Then, Saikim, Francisco, Marvin. Then, Marvin, Saikim, Francisco. Followed by Marvin, Francisco, Saikim. Next, we have Francisco, Marvin, Saikim. Or Francisco, Saikim, Marvin. Again, there are 6 possible ways James can arrange his friends in his birthday party. There is another method you can use to find the number of possible seating arrangement. It is by using fundamental counting principle. Fundamental counting principle states that if there are m ways to do one thing, n ways to do another, and o ways to do another, then there are m times n times o of doing those things. Now, let us try it. Come on! Remember this. Using the fundamental counting principle can only tell the total possible outcome of the given situation. But it cannot get the exact list of the given situation. Based on our example, it can only tell us the total possible seating arrangement but not the list of the seating arrangement. So, m times n times o is equal to 3 times 2 times 1 equals 6 possible seating arrangements. M equals 3. For in the first chair, there are 3 possible persons to sit, namely Saikim, Marvin, and Francisco. Then, N is equal to 2. For in the second chair, only 2 persons can sit because the first seat is occupied. And lastly, O is equal to 1. For in the third chair, only 1 could sit. He is the last person to sit in the chair. It could be among the 3. Therefore, there is 6 possible seating arrangements, or the number of permutations are 6. Now, let us proceed to our main topic. Let us talk about combinations. Combinations, the number of ways of selecting from a set when the order is not important. Now, let us have different real-life examples. Let us try to illustrate each using listing method. Come on, my grade 10 learners! Example number 1. A group of students from Mabini National High School wants to visit Tagum City as part of their Lakbay Aral. A teacher suggested some nice places to be visited, namely Tagum City Historical and Cultural Center, represented by H, Botanical Park of Tagum City, represented by B, and Tagum City Rotary Park, represented by R. How many ways can a student select 2 out of the mentioned places? In the problem, the students will select 2 places out of 3 mentioned places. The order is not important in the problem, whether they will first select any of the 3 places. So, this is an example of combination. Now, let us list down all the possible places they will select without any order. Solutions. Remember, in combination, order is not important. Number 1. The students can select Tagum City Historical and Cultural Center, then go to Botanical Park of Tagum City, or vice versa. Number 2. They can go to Tagum City Historical and Cultural Center, then proceed to Tagum City Rotary Park, or vice versa. And number 3. They can go to Botanical Park of Tagum City, then go to Tagum City Rotary Park, or vice versa. So, these are the 3 possible places students can visit when they can go in Tagum City. So, there are 3 possible ways or 3 combinations. For now, let us have a break for some reminders from Z Radio, Z-Eskwela 88.5. Do not go away, my dear learners. We are not yet done with our lesson. We will still have more examples when we get back. Just stay tuned and don't go away!
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Welcome back, grade 10 learners. Now, let us continue our discussion. Please do take note and listen carefully, my grade 10 learners, as I will continue our lesson for today. Let us now have more real-life examples of combination. Example number 2. Mr. Abansado selected 8 students in the entire grade 10 to represent in a math culminating activity. List down the ways Mr. Abansado can select 2 students to work in the activity. Let us analyze first the problem. We will just select 2 students out of the 8 students and the order is not important. So, this is an example of a combination. Solutions. Let us list down the possible ways that we can select 2 students out of 8. Let letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H represents 8 students. Remember, in combination, order is not important. So these are the list of the following students. Number 1, A and B, or B and A. Number 2, A and C, or C and A. Number 3, A and D, or D and A. Number 4, A and E, or vice versa. Number 5, A and F, or vice versa. Number 6, A and G, or vice versa. Number 7, A and H, or vice versa. Number 8, B and C, or C and B. Number 9, student B and student D, or vice versa. Number 10, student B and student E, or vice versa. Number 11, B and F, or F and B. Number 12, student B and G, or vice versa. Number 13, student B and H, or vice versa. Number 14, student C and D, or D and C. Number 15, student C and E, or vice versa. Number 16, student C and F, or vice versa. Number 17, student C and G, or G and C. Number 18, student C and H, or H and C. Now for number 19, student D and student E, or vice versa. Number 20, student D and F, or vice versa. Number 21, student D and student G, or student G and student D. Number 22, student D and student H, or vice versa. Number 23, student E and student F, or vice versa. Number 24, student E and student G, or student G and student E. Number 25, student E and student H, or vice versa. 26, student F and student G, or student G and student F. Number 27, student F and student H, or vice versa. Number 28, student G and student H, or student H and student G. So, all in all, we have 28 possible combinations. Therefore, there are 28 possible ways Mr. Abansado can select 2 students to work in the activity out of 8 students. Now, let us have our next and last example. Please continue in listening and do take notes, my dear grade 10 learners. Example number 3. List all the possible winners in a raffle if you will select 3 winners out of 6 participants. In this case, there are no first place, second, and third place. We just need to select 3 winners out of 6 participants. So, this problem is an example of combination. Solutions. Let us list the possible winners. Let numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 represents the 6 participants. Remember, in combination, order is not important, or the order does not matter. So here is the list of the possible winners. Letter A. It could be 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, or 2, 1, 3. Letter B. It could be 1, 2, 4, or 4, 2, 1, or 2, 1, 4. Letter C. It could be 1, 2, 5, or 5, 2, 1, or 2, 1, 5. Letter D. It could be 1, 2, 6, or 6, 2, 1, or 2, 1, 6. Letter E. It could be 1, 3, 4, or 4, 3, 1, or 3, 1, 4. Letter F, it could be 1, 3, 5, 5, 3, 1, or 3, 1, 5. Letter G, it could be participant 1, participant 3, participant 6, or 6, 3, 1, or 3, 1, 6. Letter H, it could be 1, 4, 5, or 5, 4, 1, or 4, 1, and 5. Letter I, it could be 1, 4, 6, or 6, 4, 1, or 4, 1, 6. Letter J, it could be 1, 5, 6, or 6, 5, 1, or 5, 1, 6. Letter K, it could be 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, or 3, 2, 4. Letter L, 2, 3, 5, or 5, 3, 2, or 3, 2, 5. Letter M, 2, 3, 6, or 6, 3, 2, or 3, 2, 6. Letter N, it could be participant 2, participant 4, participant 5, or 5, 4, 2, or 4, 2, 5. Letter O, it could be 2, 4, 6, or 6, 4, 2, or 4, 2, 6. Letter P, it could be 2, 5, 6, or 6, 5, 2, or 5, 2, 6. Letter Q, 3, 4, 5, or 5, 4, 3, or 4, 3, 5. Letter R, it could be 3, 4, 6, or 6, 4, 3, or 4, 3, 6. Letter S, it could be 3, 5, 6, or 6, 5, 3, or 5, 3, 6. Letter T, it could be participant 4, participant 5, and participant 6, or participant 6, participant 5, and participant 4, or participant 5, participant 4, and participant 6. Therefore, there are 20 possible winners in a raffle if we will just select 3 out of 6 participants. I hope you learned something from our discussion. When we get back, we will have a generalization of the topic. I will also give some items in your modules which you will answer on your own. Let us have a break again for some reminders. But don't go away, my dear grade 10 learners. Here on Z-Radio Z-Eskwela 88.5. Siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw!
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
We are back, grade 10 learners. You have now learned on what is combination and how to illustrate it using listing method. Also, we have reviewed about permutations and the methods in determining it. Let us go back and define what is combination and permutation. Combinations: the number of ways of selecting from a set when the order is not important. Permutation is an arrangement of all or part of a set of objects with proper regard to order. Example of permutation: the possible choices you have in creating your GCash password. Arranging 5 different books in a shelf. Possible number of plate numbers can LTO create. Methods in determining permutations. Number 1. Systematic listing. Number 2. Tree diagram. Number 3. Two-way table. And number 4. Fundamental counting principle. As for our assessment, please continue to answer all the exercises in your Mathematics 10 module for quarter 3. Try to answer the activities honestly. Then, check them using the answer key provided to you. Be patient enough and do take time. Take some break and rest. Then, use what you have learned today to answer the tasks given to you by your respective teachers in the weekly home learning plan. Be sure to submit your output to your mathematics teachers on Friday. To all the listeners out there, especially to the Mathematics 10 learners with their parents, thank you so much for being with me and learning while being safe with your family. Again, this is Sir Julius Ernest R. Miranda of Mabini National High School. Be with us again next time as we tackle more Mathematics 10 topics. Only here on Z-Radio 88.5. Z-Eskwela, siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive and Technical Working Committee. The school's division superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. Curriculum Implementation Division OIC Chief, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. School Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Program Director, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. Assistant Program Director, Noemi P. Canales. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Sikinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Dr. Renato N. Pakpakin, Dr. Andy P. Cabodok, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Ryan Villanueva, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard D. Apit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Production and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judiland T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolivar, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen C. Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banyes. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acosar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo C. Gutierrez Jr., Jade Karen R. Arais, Eliza May Garsuta, Sedi S. Caballero, and Jane S. Caballero. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Right and only here at Z-Radio 88.5, ang istasyong siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.
Katambalan ng pag-ahon, isang bansang puso ay pinag-iisa.
Nang biging, lahat tayo'y uunlad at aangat.
Bilyan tayo, kabrigada, diwa ng bayanihan, atin ang hanggang simula. Man ang mararating, mananatiling tayo ay magkasangga. Dahil sa tuwing kasama ka, kabayan at kabrigada, lahat ang ikawin gawin, bigat ay kayang buhatin. Ito ang pusong brigada, paalala ay pinapaganda. Pusong brigada eskwela, walang iwanan tayo.
Paaralan, tinatawag na tahanan. magkasangga.
Langit ay kakampiling natin. Ano man ang mararating, mananatiling tayo ay magkasangga. Dahil sa tuwing kasama ka, kabayani ka, brigada. Lahat ay kayang gawin, bigat ay kayang buhatin. Pusong brigada, eskwela, walang iwanan tayo. Walang iwanan tayo.
Sabay-sabay na babangon, sama-samang ahon, ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Ipapipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan ng katuon, para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Kristiyano at katutubo, isang hanggarin saan patungo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong
Isang
mundo.
alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan, sa bawat oras at panahon, magpakailanman. Hangad palagi ng ating paaralan, ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat, sabay-sabay, pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Laging handa. Laging handa. Baha, tagtuyot, sunog, lindol, bagyo, mga kalamidad na likas sa ating mundo. kabuhayan. Kaya naman kailangan ngang paghandaan.
Maging handa, maging alerto. Tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Laging handa.
Kalamidad ay maaasahang darating.
Sa di inaasahang oras,
Kaya naman hindi na dapat hintayin. Unahan na habang di pa natataranta.
maging handa, maging alerto. Tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa.
Suriin mo mabuti ang iyong kapaligiran. Saan ka ba nakatira? Diyan ba ay bumabaha? Tuwing gamot, pagkain, kumot, pangsindi, first aid kit. Mga gamit panligtas ng buhay dapat mabitbit. At sakaling lumindol o sumabog ang duga, meron bang matagdaanan palayo sa kasawian? Panahon na ay malupit at ang hangin hagupit. Mabuti na lang na tayo ay laging nakahanda.
Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Education with the support of World Vision Development Foundation.
Z Radio 88.5.
Yes mga kazi, we are back po. It's already 11:37 na. Alas 11:37 na atong oras karon. Time check sa tuig gihapon kanato sa Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated. Hatod usab kanato sa Maverick Builders Incorporated.
Ayan mga ka-Z-Eskwela, so natapos na natin i-feature ating second lesson presentation for today. It means may dalawa pa later on. And we would like to say thank you po sa ating content presenter para sa Mathematics 10 na si si Sir Julius Ernest R. Miranda, isang teacher 1 from Mabini National High School, for giving us that particular lesson presentation na may topic na illustrating combinations.
Ayan, so once again, it's already 11:37 mga kazi. Dalawa na pong lesson presentations ang ating nakita. Meaning to say, meron pa pong natitirang dalawa. So para sa ating mga senior high school students, grade 11 and grade 12, abangan nyo po ang ating mga lesson presentations tungkol po sa mean and variance of sampling distribution. At para sa ating basic calculus naman po mamaya, ang basic concepts of derivatives. Ayan, so abangan nyo po yan.
And makakasama nyo Teacher Given and Nanay Lore Quijano. And again, we are reminding all our Z-Eskwela learners across the province of Davao de Oro to please notify us with your attendance by filling out our attendance link for today, which is the https://tinyurl.com/Radyo Z-Eskwela 0511. Again, hihintayin po namin ang inyong mga responses, and later on after sa ating programa, our RBI team will evaluate kung sino po yung ating mga nag-respond sa ating attendance for today.
Yes, and speaking of our RBI team, nais nating i-acknowledge ang ating Team Tuesday na present today. Of course, our secretariat for today, we have Ma'am Bessie Aya Banyes.
And hi to Ma'am May Estanyol.
Of course, isa sa ating mga editors po, we have Ma'am Sedi Caballero.
Hi to our VMix operator for today, Sir Tata Acosar.
Yes, at on deck na po dyan ang ating kasamahang anchor na si Teacher Given Hinampas. And baka kasama niyo po siya mamaya together with Teacher Nanay Lorely Quijano.
That's right. And patuloy pa rin tayong sumuporta since ang ato ang programang Radyo Z-Eskwela madungog og makita adlaw Lunes hangtod Domingo alas 10 sa buntag hangtod alas 2 sa hapon.
Yes po. Okay, so nais nating pasalamatan muli ang ating mga program sponsors, Sir Drew.
Yes.
Maraming thank you to Metro Gear Construction Corporation,
Nen Builders and Development Services Corporation,
Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated,
We Inc. Construction Company,
Rangay Construction and Supply,
E-Sussex Enterprise,
WM Construction.
Hello to Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertudazo.
Yes, Acon Builders and Supply,
Apex Mining Company Incorporated,
at sa Pahati Construction. Ayan sila po ang ating mga program sponsors. Muli maraming thank you po. Alright, so sa mga kazi natin, if you missed our first 2 lesson presentations, so worry no more, tugudo na kita YouTube channel. Di natong gina-upload ito ang mga na-aired na mga episodes or even katong mga past episodes na to nga gusto ninyo tanawon pagbalik, so pwede kaayo. Hopefully nakasubscribe na mo. Our YouTube channel po is Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO. Don't forget also to hit the notification bell para pina-update ma-notify mo kung doon na tayo mga bagong videos nga atuang i-upload.
That's right. If you are using your smartphones or Android phones, mga ka-Z-Eskwela, so feel free to download the Z-Radio application po dyan sa inyong Google Play or App Store. Hindi pa ba part yung App Store sa iPhone? Google Play lang muna mga class. Mga ka-Z-Eskwela yung availability ng ating Z-Radio application so that ma-notify kayo ng ating mga programa diri sa atong paboritong istasyon. Not only the Radyo Z-Eskwela but sa tanan natong mga different programs, and at the same time mahatagan pa jud more information sa mga nahitabo dinhi sa atong probinsya sa Davao de Oro.
Yes, 11:41 na po. So, kung meron pa rin po kayong mga mensaheng naisipaabot sa amin para po sa inyong mga pag-greetings pa shoutout or ban pa ninyong concerns, just feel free once again nga mo comment sa itong mga comment boxes or sa mga naminaw po through the radio, pwede kayo mong manawag or mo-text sa ito ang numerong 0953-211-3492. Again, it's 0953-211-3492. For the meantime, mag-break ito kadali, Sir Drew, no? So, mabalik mi mga Z, just stay tuned lamang sa inyong paboritong radio station. Ang Z-Radio 88.5, ang istasyong Ziguradong Lingaw.
Ziguradong Kuyaw.
And mubalik kita mga kazi humanining pipila ka mga pahinumdum.
Z-Radio! 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 Z-Radio 88.5, Ziguradong Lingaw, Ziguradong Kuyaw.
With a smile, tuning na sa radio, in alive. Bisan na sa man good, listen to the music and it feels so good. Ay gundang ihangtod, mapapuntagan pero lingaw man pod. Sa balay man o trabaho, bisan na sa man ka muadto. Giving you the best music, diri lang sa Z-Radio. Kahit ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawan na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawan na pasilya, Z-Radio. Kahit ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawan na probinsya, Z-Radio. Z-Radio, tagaan mo glingaw. Kay giving you the best music and everything, that's what make us proud. So turn your radio up, don't stop. Chillin' while tuning sa radio. All day, all night, dito yun lang sa Z-Radio. Minsan ugas sa pakapadulong, sa balay man o trabaho. Giving you the best music and everything, dito lang sa Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na Pasibya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na Pasibya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na Pasibya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na Pasibya, Z-Radio.
Hoy, tara, magklase na ta! Tara, tara! Sige, sige! Let's go!
Kunin na ang radyo, hanapin ang Z-Radio. Halika na at makinig, mag-aaral tayo! Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, makinig, matuto. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, may matutuhang bago. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela. Umulan man umaraw, edukasyo'y susulong. Kaya halika na, mag-aaral tayo! Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, makinig matuto. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, may matutuhang bago. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Handog ng DepEd Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya!
Let's go!
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive and Technical Working Committee. The School's Division Superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. Curriculum Implementation Division OIC Chief, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. School Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Program Director, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. Assistant Program Director, Noemi P. Canales. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opena, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Sikinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Dr. Renato N. Pakpakin, Dr. Andy P. Cabodok, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Ryan Villanueva, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard D. Apit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Production and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judiland T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen C. Manuel, Irene Leia C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banyes. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo C. Gutierrez Jr., Jade Karen R. Arais, Eliza May Garsuta, Sedi S. Caballero, and Jane S. Caballero. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.
Pre, unsa din ang 88.5?
Z Radio.
Unsa man po ng Z Radio?
88.5.
Ah, kuyaw, oy!
Ma 88.5 o Z Radio man, kamo na minaw sa Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw, Z Radio 88.5.
Adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili mapaulahi kay siguradong kuyaw, para sa bulawan na probinsya. Z Radio, sa bulawan na pagsibya. Z Radio.
Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa iyo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa iyo. Di mo alintana mga batikos at pangungutya, lalong-lalo na sa panahon ng pandemya. Ika'y di sumusuko, lumalaban at nangangako, maihatid pa rin ang serbisyong totoo. Para sa kabataan, ginagawa ang lahat, maibigay lang ang edukasyong karapat-dapat. Kaya't ang awit kong ito ialay ko sa'yo. Deped ako'y saludo sa'yo, sa katapatan mo sa Pilipino. Ngayong kaarawan mo, tanggapin mo ang pagpupugay ko. O deped ako'y saludo sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Ika'y pinangungunahan ng isang superwoman, walang iba, Madam Leonor Briones lang naman. Sa ngalan ng serbisyo, dedikasyon sa trabaho, pagmamahal ng isang ina, nararamdaman ko. Ikaw ang humuhubog sa aming kinabukasan, laging inuuna ang kapakanan ng kabataan. Kaya't ang awit kong ito ialay ko sa'yo. Deped ako'y saludo sa'yo, sa katapatan mo sa Pilipino. Ngayong kaarawan mo, tanggapin mo ang pagpupugay ko. O deped ako'y saludo sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo.
Kini ang Siguradong Lingaw,
Siguradong lingaw,
Siguradong Kuyaw,
siguradong kuyaw.
88.5 Z Radio.
Adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili mapaulahi kay siguradong kuyaw, para sa bulawan na probinsya. Z Radio, sa bulawan na pagsibya. Z Radio.
We are back mga kazi. It's already 11:53 na sa buntag. Alas 11:53 ng atong oras karon. Time check sa itong gihapon ka natin ni Vice Governor Maria Carmen Zamora.
Ayan mga ka-Z-Eskwela, so natapos na nating i-feature ating first two lesson presentation for today, meaning mayroon pang dalawang natitirang lesson presentation. Makakasama nyo from 12 to 2 p.m. Teacher Given Hinampas and Nanay Lore Quijano. And I would like to acknowledge na ang some of the teachers po sa mga district ay nagapahigayon sa ilahang school improvement plan enhancement and accountability workshop na nahitabo karon start gahapon May 10 to 14. Hi po ma'am and sir, and God bless you always. At the same time, to the leadership of our Mawab District Supervisor, Ma'am Asusena L. Teves.
Ayan. So, hello po sa inyo dyan. Allow me to say hi also sa mga teachers din sa Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School. Good morning po sa inyong lahat dyan, sa mga kasamahan ni Teacher May. Oo, we would like to say hi also to Sir William Ranara there and to Sir Richard Arellano. And happy birthday to Ma'am Jocelyn Handusay Barniso of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School na nag-celebrate siya karon sa ihang adlawng natawhan. Hello po, happy birthday. And of course, sa mga taga-Mainit National High School, isang magandang umaga po sa inyo dyan. Sa kanilang school principal na si Sir Sandy. Ayan, hello Sir Sandy, maayong buntag.
Ayan, once again, we would like to say happy birthday to Sir Ruben Ray Ponte and Ma'am Cecilia Morales.
Happy birthday po. Muli, abangan nyo po sa mga grade 11 learners natin ang ating topic mamaya na mean and variance of sampling distribution.
And susundan yan ng basic calculus para sa grade 12 na may topic na basic concepts of derivatives.
Ayan. So maraming thank you mga kazi for being with us po sa unang 2 oras ng ating programa. Susunod na po si Teacher Given Hinampas ng Monte Vista National High School kasama ang ating teacher Nanay Lore mula naman sa Compostela Central Elementary School SPED Center.
My name is Teacher Drew Manuel, ang inyong maestro, ang Mama Benyo.
Ito naman po si Teacher Maymay Resma po mula sa Cao National High School na nagsasabing maraming thank you po together with our VMix operator Kuya Tata Acosar. Manatili lang pong nakatune in sa inyong paboritong radio station, ang Z-Radio 88.5, ang istasyong Siguradong Lingaw.
Siguradong Kuya.
Maraming salamat once again po. And sa kanunay ang pingats mga kazi.
Hoy, tara, magklase na ta! Tara! Sige! Let's go!
Kunin na ang radyo, hanapin ang Z-Radio. Halika na at makinig, mag-aaral tayo! Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, makinig, matuto. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, may matutuhang bago. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela. Umulan man umaraw, edukasyo'y susulong. Kaya halika na, mag-aaral tayo! Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, makinig matuto. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, may matutuhang bago. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Handog ng DepEd Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya!
Let's go! Katambalan ng pag-ahon, isang bansang puso ay pinag-iisa.
Nang diin, lahat tayo'y uunlad at aangat.
Hilyan tayo, kabrigada, diwa ng bayanihan, atin ang hanggang simula. Man ang mararating, mananatiling tayo ay magkasangga. Dahil sa tuwing kasama ka, kabayan ka brigada, lahat ang ikawin gawin, bigat ay kayang buhatin. Ito ang pusong brigada, paaral ay pinapaganda. Pusong brigada eskwela, walang iwanan tayo.
tinatawag na tahanan.
Aalagaan, patuloy pagyamanin, kulay at tinig, panatilihin natin. Kapit lang,
Sama-sama,
walang iwanan,
mananatiling magkasangga,
langit ay kakampiling natin. Ano man ang mararating, mananatiling tayo ay magkasangga. Dahil sa tuwing kasama ka, kabayani ka brigada, lahat ay kayang gawin, bigat ay kayang buhatin. Pusong brigada eskwela, walang iwanan tayo. Walang iwanan tayo.
One station, all the hits.
Z Radio 88.5.
Sugata ang adlaw with a smile. Tune in na sa radio, been alive. Bisan na sa man good, listen to the music and it feels so good. Ay gundang ihangtod, napapuntagan pero lingaw man pod. Sa balay man o trabaho, bisan na sa man ka muadto. Giving you the best music, diri lang sa Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na pasilya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio. Don't stop. Sa Z-Radio, tagaan mong lingaw. Kay giving you the best music and everything, that's what make us proud. So turn your radio up, don't stop. Chillin' while tune in sa radio. All day, all night, diri lang sa Z-Radio. Bisan o ka sa pakapadulong, sa balay man o trabaho. Giving you the best music and everything, diri lang sa Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na pasilya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na pasilya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio.
Nagasibya gikan sa Bulawanong probinsya sa Davao de Oro. Kini ang Siguradong Lingaw.
Siguradong lingaw.
Siguradong kuyaw.
Siguradong kuyaw.
88.5 Z-Radio.
This is Z Radio 88.5.
Z-Radio 88.5. Siguradong lingaw. Siguradong kuyaw.
Z Radio 88.5.
Madayaw Davao de Oro, maayong udto sa tanan. Time check, it's 12:03 in the afternoon or sa kaudtohon og oras sa kanato sa DB Construction and Supply and GP&H Construction Incorporated. Ladies and gentlemen, you are still tuning in at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw. Ug ako ang inyong makauban together with Ma'am Nanay Lor, unya taod-taod. para ipadayon ang atuang leksyon for today. My name is Teacher Given, hailing all the way from Monte Vista National High School. O kami ang inyong makauban down to 2 o'clock this afternoon. Mga kazi, atuan ang nahatod kaninyo ang atuang nagunang duha ka mga leksyon for today. Papasadahan lamang po natin in the first hour nakauban ninyo si Ma'am Maymay and Sir Drew para ihatod ang ato ang leksyon on Mathematics Grade 9 with our topic Pythagorean Theorem and its proof. This was brought to us by Ma'am Thelma B. Nanale, Teacher 3 of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, together with Ma'am Christine Joy R. Dalugdog, Teacher 1 of the same school. And in the second hour, nakauban nato si Sir Julius Ernest R. Miranda, Teacher 1 of Mabini National High School, for our Mathematics Grade 10 lesson presentation with our topic Illustrating Combinations. So far, murag nindot ang dagan sa ato ang discussion, and I hope nga ang ato ang mga learners nga naminaw karon sa ilahang mga panimalay, daghan kaayo og mga nakutlo nga mga bag-ong pagtulunan nga gikan gayod sa mga gi-prepare nga mga leksyon sa ato ang content presenters and creative resource material developers. And of course, stay tuned po mga kazi sapagkat meron pa po tayong ibibigay na dalawang mga leksyon for our senior high school students. We have here our lesson for Mathematics Grade 11 and of course Mathematics Grade 12. So all that and more, ato ang angay atangan din hilang sa ato ang programa. Mabati og makita gihapon ta ninyo pinaagi sa inyong mga radyo 88.5 on your radio dial og sa ato ang mga nagkadaiyang social media platforms. We are still coming to you live at Z-Radio 88.5 Facebook page, DepEd Tayo Division of Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela DepEd Davao de Oro, and through our YouTube channel at Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO. Again, that's Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO. We would like to request everyone to please like, share, follow, and subscribe all our social media platforms. And if you wish to have a review of our lessons, pwede kayo na ninyong ibalikan pinaagi sa pag-check sa ato ang YouTube channel. Dinha ninyo ma-check mga kaigsuunan no, ang ato ang mga leksyon. Please feel free to check that one kung kanus-an ninyo gusto o kanus-an ninyo kinahanglan. And of course, ato apong i-share kining ato mga social media platforms para pod mas mapalapad ang reach ni ining ato ang programa. Reminding also all our viewers and learners no nga nakatutok sa ato ang program karon, dili nato kalimtan nga i-fill out our attendance link na naka-flash ngayon sa inyong mga screen at https://tinyurl.com/Radyo Z-Eskwela 0511. Again, that's https://tinyurl.com/Radyo Z-Eskwela 0511. That's our attendance link for today. And of course, please, we are encouraging everyone to please take part sa atong discussion by commenting on our comment section para pod mahibalumi kung kinsa ang kauban nato karon sa kahanginan nga naminaw sa ato ang programa. Maayong pagpaminaw sa ato ang mga suking tigpaminaw from all over Davao de Oro sa ato ang mga pinalanggang mga magtutudlo, school heads, district coordinating principals, public schools district supervisors, sa tanan natong mga ginikanan ug mga estudyante, daghan kayong salamat sa kanunay ninyong pag-uban ni ining atong programa. And of course, ato apong gitimbaya our division leaders nga gipanguluhan sa atong schools division superintendent, Ma'am Euphemia Gamutin. Hello also to our ASD Dr. Romel Handayan, sa tanan natong mga education program supervisors, and happy birthday sa ato ang SGOD Chief, Dr. Ruben Riponte. From all of us here sa ato ang radio-based instruction, sir, we can't thank you enough for being with us here and for giving your full support para sa ato ang implementation ni ining ato ang programa. Once again, happy birthday, Sir Ruben Riponte, and we wish you all the best in life and Godspeed. Oras na to, it's 12:08. Of course, right now ato ang ihatod kaninyo ang ato ang leksyon para sa ato ang mga learners in grade 11. Our Mathematics Grade 11 lesson presentation will be brought to us by our content presenter, Sir Jester E. Pescadero, Special Science Teacher 1 of Pantuca National High School, together with Sir Jeffrey T. Alfonso, Teacher 2 of Pantuca National High School, the Creative Resource Material Developer, and we will be discussing about mean and variance of sampling distribution. Mga kazi, make your day math amazing as our teachers make our math lessons MATH-DALI at math saya. My name is Teacher Given. Ubani ko ninyo, tara na magklase na ta.
It's a Math Amazing Tuesday, Grade 11 learners of Davao de Oro. Welcome to another episode of Radio-based instruction in probability and statistics. Today's lesson is anchored on the most essential learning competency number 17 for probability and statistics subject, with its topic, mean and variance of sampling distribution. Are you all ready to learn? That's great! By the way, together with you today is Sir Jester E. Pescadero, and with my content developer, Sir Jeffrey T. Alfonso from Pantucan National High School Integrated Senior High School. Our objective for this learning session is to find the mean and variance of a sampling distribution of a sample mean. Today's discussion is quite interesting since we are going to explore sampling distribution. To ignite your mind, engage in our activity, the pretest. This activity enables us to determine terminologies that are helpful in our discussion. Direction. With the given jumble letters, complete the statement below by arranging the letters. Write your answer on your answer sheets. Number 1. We have a letter A, S, N, L, M, I, P, G. And its hint is, the blank distribution of a sample mean is frequency distribution of the sample means taken from a population. The answer is sampling. Very good. Number 2. We have O, P, M, A, R, S, I, J, H. And its hint is, the blank of a sampling distribution of a sample means is the bar graph constructed by plotting the sample means along the horizontal axis and the problem along the vertical axis. The answer is correct. Histogram. Number 3. The letters are A, M, E, N. Its hint is, the blank of a sampling distribution of a sample means is equal to the mean of the population. The answer is very good. That is mean. Number 4. R, O, R, E, R. And its hint is, standard blank of the mean is the standard deviation of the sampling distribution of the sample mean. The answer is error. That's great. And for the last, number 5, we have D, E, X, E, P, E, T, C. Its hint is, mean is also called blank value. The answer is, that's great, expected, or that is, mean is also called expected value. You did it great. Good job. Let us continue. The totality of the subjects or people, animal, or objects under consideration is called population, while the portion chosen from a population is called the sample. The process of taking sample is called sampling. And random sampling is a sampling technique in which each member of the population is given an equal chance to be chosen as part of the sample. The lottery method, drawing method, or the use of random numbers can be used to accomplish random sampling. The measurement of quantity that describes the population is called the parameter. And the measurement or quantity that describes the sample is called statistics. We also know that the population can be represented by its sample. Thus, our topic for today is to find the mean and variance of sampling distribution. To begin with, kindly get your module on probability and statistic with mean and variance of sampling distribution as its topic, a pen and a paper. Then, let's start. Study the given condition, then try to analyze the problem. Consider a population consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Suppose sample of size 2 are drawn from this population. Describe the sampling distribution of the sample means. To solve this problem, we need to recall first the mean, which is represented by mu, and variance represented by sigma squared. The mean of the population is computed using the formula summation of x over n, and the variance is computed using the formula summation of the quantity x minus mu raised to the power of 2 all over n. Applying this formula from our example, we have mean is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 over 5, and that is equal to 15 over 5, and that is equal to 3. For our variance, we need to construct a table to make it easy to get with x minus mu, and x minus mu squared as its headings. So for x column, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When x is 1 minus our mean, which is 3, x minus mu is equals to negative 2. And negative 2 squared is equal to 4. When x is 2, that is 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. When x is 3, that is 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 squared is 0. When x is 4, that is 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. 1 squared is 1. And when x is 5, that is 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Now, to get the summation of x minus mu squared, all we need to do is to add all the result. We have 4 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4, and that is equal to 10. Therefore, the variance is 10 over 5, and that is equal to 2. Why it is important to determine the mean and variance of population, where in fact we are only interested in the mean and standard deviation of sample means? Well, aside from it is important in comparison in our analysis, mean of a population is also important in finding the variance of a sample mean. To get the mean of a sample distribution of sample means, first thing to do is to construct a sampling distribution, which I believe you already know in your previous lesson. Similarly, we also need to know the number of possible samples. And in this case, all we need to do is to apply our knowledge in combination. That means, from our previous example, we have 5 population and a sample of 2. So that means 5 combination of 2, we have 10 possible samples. And that's our 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 5, 2 and 3, 2 and 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 4, 3 and 5, and 4 and 5. And for each sample, we will get its mean. So for 1 and 2, the mean are or is 1.5. Then 2, then 2.5, then 3, 3.5, 3, 3.5, 3.5, 4, and 4.5 respectively. After determining the mean of a sample, we will now find the mean of a sampling distribution of the sample means by applying the formula for the mean of sampling distribution, which is equal to the summation of the quantity x bar times p of x bar, where x bar is the sample mean and p of x bar is the probability of a sample mean. Since we already know the sample mean, all we need to do is to find each probability for the sample mean. But before that, let's take a short break and be back for more. During our break, try to solve the problem using the given formula. So don't go away, we will be right back after a short commercial.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
And now, we are back. Are you still there? It's great. How was the problem? Did you solve it? Well, to check, let us continue. After getting the sample mean, let us construct a sampling distribution of a sample means. So we have the sample means are 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, and 4.5. With its corresponding frequency, we have 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, respectively. And the total number of samples is equal to 10. So the probability of 1.5 is 1 over 10, for 2 is 1 over 10, for 1.5 is 1 over 5, then for 3 is 1 over 5, and 3.5 is 1 over 5. For 4 is 1 over 10, and for 4.5 that is also equal to 1 over 10. Then, compute the mean of the sampling distribution of the sample mean. So, follow this procedure. First, multiply the sample mean by its corresponding probability. And second is add the result. So based on our table, we have sample mean is 1.5 times each probability, which is 1 over 10. So x times p of x is 0.15. 2 times its corresponding probability, which is 1 over 10. The answer is 0.20. 2.5 times its probability, which is 1 over 5, is 0.50. 3 times its probability, 1 over 5, that is equal to 0.60. 3.5 times its probability, 1 over 5, that is equal to 0.70. 4 times its probability, 1 over 10, that is equal to 0.40. Then 4 times its probability, 1 over 10, that gives us 0.45. So add all the result. We have 0.15, 0.20, 0.50, 0.60, 0.70, 0.40, 0.45. The result is 3.00. So that means that the sampling distribution of a sample mean is 3. Next is to find the variance of the sampling distribution of the sample means. To compute for the variance, it would help us if we follow the following steps. Number 1, subtract the population mean from each sample mean. Label this as x bar minus mu. Second, square the difference. Label it as the quantity of x bar minus mu squared. 3. Multiply the result to its corresponding probability. Label it as P of x bar times the quantity of x bar minus mu squared. Then number 4 is to add the result. That would be the variance of the sampling distribution of sample mean. Okay, from our example, we have x is 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, and 4.5. Our p of x are 1 over 10, 1 over 10, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 10, and 1 over 10 respectively. So x bar minus mu is negative 1.5 and its squared is 2.25. We have negative 1 and its squared is 1, negative 0.5 and its squared 0.25. We have 0 squared is 0, 0.5 squared is 0.25, and 1 squared is 1, and 1.5 squared is 2.25. Next is to multiply the probability and the quantity of x bar minus mu squared. So we have 1 over 10 times 2.25 is 0.225. 1 over 10 times 1 is 0.100. 1 over 5 times 0.25 is 0.050. 1 over 5 times 0 is 0. 1 over 5 times 0.25 is 0.050. 1 over 10 times 1 is 0.100. And 1 over 10 times 2.25 is 0.225. Add all the result. We have 0.225 plus 0.100 plus 0.050 plus 0 plus 0.050 plus 0.100 plus 0.225. That gives us a result which is equal to 0.0750. Since the variance of sampling distribution of sample mean is equal to the summation of P of x bar times the quantity of x bar minus mu squared, and it is equal to 0.750, therefore, the variance of the given sampling distribution of the sample mean is 0.750. 750. Now, let's proceed. This time, it is your turn to answer the given problem by following the procedure given earlier. Considered a population consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Suppose sample of size 3 are drawn from this population. Describe the sampling distribution of the sample means. What is the mean and variance of the sampling distribution of the sample means? Remember that in finding the mean and variance of sampling distribution, it is also important that we know the mean and variance of the population. So the mean of the population is equal to 3. Very good. How about the variance? The variance of population is 2. Very good. It is also important that we are aware how many possible samples can be drawn. So the number of samples is 10. Great. What was your sampling distribution for sample mean? If your answer is similar to this one, then you got it right. We have the sample, we have 2, or sample mean, we have 2, 2.3, 2.67, 3, 3.33, 3.67, and 4. With its corresponding probability, 1 over 10, 1 over 10, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 10, and 1 over 10 respectively. Then, you got it right. After this, you can solve for the mean. Following similar procedure, you will arrive with this. Okay, we have sample means as stated as follows: 2, 2.33, 2.67, 3, 3.33, 3.67, and 4. Then the probability is 1 over 10, 1 over 10, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 10, and 1 over 10 respectively. So multiplying the sample mean to its probability, so that gives us 0.15, 0.20, 0.50, 0.60, 0.70, 0.40, and 0.45 respectively. Add all the results, so that gives us 3. So that's great. The mean of the sampling is also equal to 3. So since you already know the mean of the sampling distribution of the sample mean, our next target is to get the variance. Okay, by following the procedure given earlier, it would ace the process. So if your answer is like this, we have x 2, 2.33, 2.67, 3, 3.33, 3.67, and 4. Then we have p of x 1 over 10, 1 over 10, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 10, 1 over 10. Then our x bar minus mu is negative 1, negative 0.67, negative 0.33, 0, 0.33, 0.67, and 1 respectively. We have x bar minus mu squared is 1, 0.4489, 0.1089, 0, 0.1089, 0.4489, and 1 respectively. Then we have p of x bar times the quantity of x bar minus mu squared. We have 0.1, 0.044, 0.022, 0, 0.022, 0.044, and 0.1 respectively. So add all the result. We have its summation is equal to 0.33. Then you did it great. So that is a good job. Any clarifications? Drop on a comment section so that we can entertain it later on. Now, try to investigate your answer, both the mean and variance of the population and the sample distribution. Utilize the break time to study your answer. As for now, we will have a short break and be back for more. So don't go away, we will be right back after a few moments.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
And we are back. How are you, students? Are you still fine? Great. How was your investigation on the answer from your previous example? What did you observe? Okay, for those watching on Facebook Live, feel free to drop your conclusion on the comment section together with the hashtag #MathSayangMatuto so that we can assess your thoughts. Again, for those watching Facebook Live, feel free to drop your conclusion on the comment section together with the hashtag #MathSayangMatuto. As part of the conclusion of the mean of the population and sampling distribution, here is one property of sampling distribution of sample mean. The property states that the mean of the sampling distribution of a sample means is equal to the population mean mu. In symbol, that is mu sub x bar is equal to mu. Now, kindly get a pen and a sheet of paper, then answer the following questions as evaluation for today's discussion. Given the population 1, 3, 4, 6, and 8, suppose samples of size 3 are drawn from this population. Again, given the population 1, 3, 4, 6, and 8, suppose sample of size 3 are drawn from this population. Number 1. What is the mean, that is mu, and variance, sigma squared, of the population? What is the mean and variance of the population? So as your key for corrections, this is the answer. You have mean is 4.4 and variance is 5.84. But what I want is the process. So include your solution on the module you will return on the next retrieval. Number 2. How many different samples of size 3 are drawn from the population? How many different samples of size 3 are drawn from this population? Okay, so as your key for correction, that is 10 samples. And for number 3, find the mean, that is mu sub x bar, and variance, that is sigma squared sub x bar, of the sampling distribution of sample mean. Again, find the mean and variance of the sampling distribution of sample mean. As your key for correction, this is the answer. So mean is 4.4 and the variance is 0.97. But as what I have said, all I need is the process. So include the process on the next module you will return. You did it great! Good job! Pass that one together with your module on the next retrieval so that your teacher can commend your good work. That would be all for this afternoon. Have a blessed day and keep safe, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive and Technical Working Committee. The school's division superintendent, Euphemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. Curriculum Implementation Division OIC Chief, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. School Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Program Director, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. Assistant Program Director, Noemi P. Canales. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Dr. Renato N. Pakpakin, Dr. Andy P. Cabodok, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Ryan Villanueva, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard D. Apit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Production and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judilan T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolivar, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen C. Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banyes. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo C. Gutierrez Jr., Jade Karen R. Arais, Eliza May Garsuta, Sedi S. Caballero, and Jane S. Caballero. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.
Pag-ahon, isang bansang puso ay pinag-iisa.
Nang dikiin, lahat tayo'y uunlad at aangat.
Yan tayo, kabrigada, diwa ng bayanihan, atin ang hanggasimula. Man ang mararating, mananatiling tayo ay magkasangga. Dahil sa tuwing kasama ka, kabayani kabrigada, lahat ang ikawin gawin, bigat ay kayang buhatin. Ito ang pusong brigada, paalala ay pinapaganda. Pusong brigada eskwela, walang iwanan tayo.
Paano lang tinatawag na tahanan?
Aalagaan, patuloy pagyamanin, kulay at hindi, panatilihin natin. Kapit lang,
Sama-sama,
walang iwanan,
mananatiling magkasangga.
langit ay kakampirin natin. Ano man ang mararating, mananatiling tayo ay magkasangga. Dahil sa tuwing kasama ka, kabayani kabrigada, lahat ay kayang gawin, bigat ay kayang buhatin. Pusong brigada eskwela, walang iwanan tayo. Walang iwanan tayo.
Tayo'y sabay na babangon, sama-samang ahon, ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Ipapipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan ng katuon, para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Kristiyano't katutubo, isang hanggarin saan patungo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan, sa bawat oras at panahon, magpakailanman. Hangad palagi ng ating paaralan, ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat, sabay-sabay, pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Magbayanihan na, magbayanihan na, bayanihan, pagtutulungan, walang kupas na kaugalian. Tatag at tibay, sinasabuhay, galak sa puso ay walang kapantay. Panahon na naman ang brigada, pabigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, salig na buong barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na, magbayanihan na. Ikaw ako, tayong lahat, hawak kamay, sabay-sabay, kapit-bisig, buong bayan. Tara na, kumilos na, tulong-tulong sa pagsulong, hatid na kalidad sa edukasyon. Sa kabataan, saya at dunong, buong madla sabay na aahon. Panahon na naman ng brigada, pagbigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada eskwela, magkaisa sama-sama. Brigada eskwela, salit na buong barkada. Brigada eskwela, kilos na magbayanihan na. Brigada eskwela, kilos na magbayanihan na. Brigada eskwela, magbayanihan na. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Di mo alintana mga batikos at pangungutya, lalong-lalo na sa panahon ng pandemya. Ika'y di sumusuko, lumalaban at nangangako, maihatid pa rin ang serbisyong totoo. Para sa kabataan, ginagawa ang lahat, maibigay lang ang edukasyong karapat-dapat. Kaya't ang awit kong ito ialay ko sa'yo. Deped ako'y saludo sa'yo, sa katapatan mo sa Pilipino. Ngayong kaarawan mo, tanggapin mo ang pagpupugay ko. O deped ako'y saludo sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Ika'y pinangungunahan ng isang superwoman, walang iba, Madam Leonor Briones lang naman. Sa ngalan ng serbisyo, dedikasyon sa trabaho, pagmamahal ng isang ina, nararamdaman ko. Ikaw ang humuhubog sa aming kinabukasan, laging inuuna ang kapakanan ng kabataan. Kaya't ang awit kong ito ialay ko sa'yo. Deped ako'y saludo sa'yo, sa katapatan mo sa Pilipino. Ngayong kaarawan mo, tanggapin mo ang pagpupugay ko. O deped ako'y saludo sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo.
One station, all the hits.
Z Radio 88.5. Z Radio 88.5.
check our time. It's 12:53 in the afternoon and you are still tuning in to Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong Siguradong Lingaw.
Siguradong Kuyaw.
Para sa ato ang programang Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Siguradong masaya.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, kauban na nato karon si Nanay Lore.
Yes.
Medyo na-delay si Nanay tungod sa usa ka very valid reason. However, atuan na pong nahuman sa paghatag kaninyo ang atuang ikatulong nga leksyon for today. This was brought to us by Sir Jester E. Piscadero of Pantuca National High School together with Sir Jeffrey T. Alfonso, also from Pantuca National High School, and we discussed about mean and variance of sampling distribution for our mathematics grade 11 learners.
Yes, sir, given. And I'm sure our learners out there are very much eager to learn more because today we are on the subject math.
So, ato po ding itimbaya our EPS in charge for today's episode, Dr. Renato Nino Franco Pakpakim. Maayong
Hello,
pagpaminaw. I believe ato ang mga EPS na akaron sa Moncayo District para magpahigayon sa ilahang monitoring. Pagbisita. I am very sure nga happy kaayo ang ato ang mga magtutudlo din nga makahimamat na pud once again ang ato ang mga education program supervisors in which maupo na ang panahon nga makahatag sila og technical assistance.
That's right, sir, given. And I'm sure nga ang ato pong mga magtutudlo din nga naanagatang kanato, very much willing pud sila nga mutubag labi na sa atong mga advisors, class advisors, subject teachers. So katong mga learners nato din giawhag nato, if you have some queries and questions, you can call directly or you can text directly with your subject teachers and your class advisors. And of course, sa ato apong content presenters and developer.
Atuan lang pong itimbaya og balik,
sige.
Dr. Ruben Riponte.
Hello, Chief!
Yes.
Happy birthday!
Who is celebrating his birthday today. And sa ako ang manding, Ma'am Sandy Rato of Maparat National High School. Happy birthday, manding. Usa sa ako ang closest friends nga naagud kanunay no sa ato in times in whatever circumstances. Daghan kayong salamat sa inyong pag-uban kanato no, and ato na lang po itimbaya nay tanan nato mga magtutudlo nga naminaw karon dinha sa Pantuca National High School. Maayong pagpaminaw ninyong tanan og uban ni ninyo hantod alas 2 sa hapon.
Yes, I greet po din ako, Sir Given. Happy birthday, Denise Shin Serrano. Happy birthday, Mang. Ang kinakusgan nga kuan sa ako ang anak.
Yes, happy birthday. And atuan lang pong itimbaya na tanan nato pong mga viewers no. We got right now we have around 331 viewers na naminaw sa ato ang programa no. So daghan kaayong salamat sa pag-uban sa ato ang programa.
Of course, kung katong wala pa naka-attendance, pwede paghihapon mo habol kay napakita isa ka episode karong hapon. So, ako lang po na i-greet, Sir Given, ang tanang magtutudlo din na sa Compostela Central Elementary School SPED Center, labi na sa akong mga kapamilya din na sa SPED. Have a wonderful afternoon, and hello also to our school principal, Ma'am Maria Belia Alvarez, and to our PSDS, Sir Ray P. Antonio.
Mabati ug makita gihapon ta ninyo pinaagi sa inyuhang mga radyo 88.5 on your radio dial ug uban sa ato ang mga nagkadaiyang social media platforms kung diin nagpahigayon ta sa kasamtangan sa ato ang live streaming. Nay, kindly promote our social media platforms.
Okay, you may view us at Facebook Live at Z Radio 88.5, our DepEd Tayo Division of Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela DepEd Davao de Oro, and of course, our YouTube channel, Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO.
Yes, please like, share, follow, and subscribe all our social media platforms para mas mapalapad pa nato once again ang ato ang reach ug maabot nato ang kinatapusang bungtod dinhi sa ato ang probinsya no, nga maabot ni ining atong sibiyahanan ug makahatag kita maka-deliver ni ining ato ang mga leksyon nga gina-air dinhi sa ato ang programa.
And Sir Given, maing hapon di ay sa ato ang tigpaminaw din na sa ato ang mga ginikanan nga anaa sa ilang tagsa-tagsa ka mga panimalay, anaa sa ilang tagsa-tagsa ka mga area kung asa sila nagtrabaho sa atong mga ginikanan yung mga tricycle drivers nga naagud permanente nagapaminaw kanato dinhi sa atoang Sibyaanan.
Yes, daghan kayong salamat kay matag-adlaw nga tananay mabati nato ang
Yes.
kainit sa ilahang suporta niining atong programa, and unknowingly murag pila na lang kabulan mahuman na nato ang
That's
school
right.
year. So, I think murag mas ma-extend pa pod ang ato ang programa, no, since wala pa may abiso ang atong gobyerno nga aduna nay face-to-face. But good thing is that we are like murag nasanay na ta niing ani ang ato ang buluhaton, and I believe ato apong mga ginikanan din ha medyo naka-adjust na pod sa bagong modality nga ato ang gi-adopt, and we'll continue praying nga ma-okay ang tanan, ang dagan sa kalibutan para pod makahimamat na nato once again ang ato ang mga learners kay murag gimingaw na gyud tanay.
That's right. And Sir Given, I would like to take this opportunity also of greeting our frontliners.
Yes.
Nga naa din ha naghatag sa ilahang panahon, ilahang effort o time aron matagaan og hinanali nga pag-atiman ang ato ang mga COVID patients, laban ng ta permanente o nya katupong sa ilahatanan. Our salute to all of you, especially to our Municipal Health Officer Dr. K. Rodriguez. Hello.
Yes, maayong pagpaminaw, and in return no,
Yes.
no ato ang pwede yung buhaton is actually to stay home kung
That's
dili
right.
kinahanglang mo gawas. And of course, i-observe nato ang health protocols nga giset sa ato ang gobyerno para mas mapalayo ta niining atong COVID-19 nga ginasagubang
tinuod yun na, Sir
karon.
Given. Walay laing makatabang kanato kundi ang ato ang mismong kaugalingon.
And since nakapasalamat naman ta, ato
Yes.
ang isunod karon pagpasalamat kining ato ang mga maabtikon, very generous na program sponsors nga naghatag yung kinabuhi niining ato ang programa. For without you all, dili mamahimong successful kining atong pagpahigayon sa Radyo Z-Eskwela. Thank you very much, Metro Gear Construction Corporation,
Nen Builders and Development Services Corporation,
Max Maze Enterprises Incorporated,
We in Construction Supply,
Rangay Construction and Supply,
East Sussex Enterprise,
WM Construction,
Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertudazo,
Icon Builders and Supply,
Apex Mining Company Incorporated,
Pahati Construction, and of course ato apong pasalamatan ay Tingog Party List usa sa ato ang mga sponsors, and our never-ending thanks goes out sa ato ang mga very generous na leaders
Yes.
dinhi sa ato ang probinsya, Congressman Manuel Y. Corat
Hello
Zamora.
po, good afternoon.
And of course, Vice Governor Maria Carmen Zamora. Oras nato, it's 1:01, and next off, we'll be giving you our lesson presentation for Basic Calculus, and this will be presented to us by Sir Jesse Jem C. Celes, Teacher 2 of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, together with
John Ray D. Aying, Teacher 1 of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School.
Yes, and we will be discussing basic calculus with our topic, Basic Concepts of Derivatives. Kaya naman, to all our grade 12 learners, please stay tuned. Ug uban ni ninyo hantod mahuman kining ato ang programa because we are now going to give you our lesson presentation in Mathematics Grade 12. Make your day math amazing as our teachers make our math lessons MATH-DALI at Math Saya. My name is Teacher Given.
And I am Ma'am Nanay Lore.
Tara na!
Magklase na ta!
Hello! Welcome back to Z-Eskwela of Davao de Oro, kung saan siguradong ikaw, siguradong kuyaw. This is Sir Jem C. Celes, your teacher from Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, Integrated Senior High School, Nabunturan West District. We are now on the 7th week of our lesson with the subject Basic Calculus. So, get your module, your paper, and your pen. Let's start. We're already done with optimization using calculus and higher ordered derivatives. Now, we'll be discussing the chain rule and implicit differentiation with the following objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to solve problems using the chain rule and illustrate implicit differentiation. Consider these following functions. Find the derivatives of f of x is equal to square root of quantity 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. Solve this in just 30 seconds. Timer starts now. Time is up. Let's check your answer. Some of you will solve this using the power rule, which is derivatives of square of 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 is equal to 2 times quantity 3x squared minus 2x plus 4, which is incorrect. Power rule is not applicable in this function. But it is solved this way, adding square of 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 before deriving it, then that is right. So we have 9x to the power of 4 plus 4x squared plus 16 minus 12x cubed plus 24x squared minus 16x is equal to 9x to the power of 4 minus 12x cubed plus 28x squared minus 16x plus 16. Then derive, and we come up with 36x cubed minus 36 squared plus 56 minus 16, and that is correct. Or we can use the product rule. F of x is equal to 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 times 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. Hence, f prime of x, or derivative of f of x, is equal to quantity 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 times the derivative of quantity 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 plus quantity 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 times the derivative of f of x is equal to quantity 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. In that case, we are using the product rule. Either of the two methods are correct. You can use the first method or you can use the second method. What if this is the problem? F of x is equal to 200 quantity of 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. Thus, the last two methods will be doable. What do you think? Yes, it's doable, but it's a long way process. How about y is equal to sine 2x? In this case, we need to find the conversion of sine 2x in double trigonometric function formula. Sine 2x is equal to 2 sine x cos x. Then, using the product rule, we have 2 sine x times negative sine x plus cos x times cos x. And 2 times cos squared x minus sine squared x. Then, using double trigonometric function conversion, we have derivative of y is equal to 2 cos 2x. You are right. In this lesson, you will learn a rule that will allow to differentiate a given function without having to perform any preliminary multiplication or apply any special function. The chain rule provides for a formula for the derivative of a composition of functions. Theorem 9, or theorem about chain rule, states that let f be a function differentiable at c, and let c and let g be a function differentiable at f of c. Then, the composition g composed of f of c is equal to g prime of f of c times f prime of c. Another way to state the chain rule, if y is a differentiable function of u defined by y is equal to f of u, and u differentiable function of x defined by u is equal to g of x, then y is differentiable function of x, and the derivative of y with respect to x given by dy over dx is equal to dy over du times du over dx. In words, the derivative of composition of functions is the derivative of the outer function evaluated at the inner function of times the derivative of the inner function. In our first example, f of x is equal to the square of 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. Find the derivative of f of x using chain rule. For the solution, we can rewrite y is equal to f of x is equal to square of 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 as y is equal to f of u. And this is equal to u squared, where u is 3x squared minus 2x plus 4, differentiable function of x. Using the chain rule, we have f prime of x is equal to y prime, or dy over du times du times dx. Then, dy over du is equal to 2u, while du over dx is equal to 6x minus 2. And we have 2u times quantity 6x minus 2, substitute the value of u, and which is 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. We have 2 times quantity 3x squared minus 2x plus 4 times quantity 6x minus 2. Simplify, we come up with 36 cubed minus 36x squared plus 56x minus 16. And that will be the answer. Very good. For the second example, we have y is equal to sine 2x. find the derivative of y using the chain rule. We can write y is equal to sine 2x as y is equal to f of u, where f of u is equal to sine u and u is equal to 2x. Hence, the derivative of y or y prime is equal to dy over du times du over dx. dy over du is equal to cos u, while du over dx is equal to 2. Then, cos u times 2. Substitute the value of u and arrange according to order. We have 2 cos 2x, and that is the answer. Amazing! How about this example? Z is equal to 4 all over square of quantity a squared minus y squared, where a is real number. Notice that we can write z is equal to 4 all over square of a squared minus y squared, as z is equal to 4 times quantity a squared minus y squared to the power of negative 2. Then, we can use the chain rule. We have dz over dy is equal to 4 times negative 2 quantity of a squared minus y squared to the power of negative 2 minus 1 times d over dy of a squared minus y squared. After, we have negative 8 times quantity a squared minus y squared to the power of negative 3 times negative 2y. Simplify and we come up with 16y times quantity a squared minus y squared to the power of negative 3. Using inverse property of quality to make the exponent positive, we have dz over dy is equal to 16y all over quantity of a squared minus y squared to the power of 3. And that is the answer. Very good. For this moment, we'll write back after this break.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
We are back. Now, suppose we want to find the derivative of a power function of x. That is, we are interested in dx of f of x to the power of n. To derive a formula for this, we let y is equal to u to the power of n, where u is differentiable function of x given by u is equal to f of x. Then, by the chain rule, dy over dx is equal to dy over du times du over dx is equal to n times u to the power of n minus 1 times the f prime of x, or n quantity of f of x to the power of n minus 1 times f prime of f of x. Thus, this is called general power rule. For next example, we will use the generalized power rule. What is the derivative of y is equal to quantity 3x squared plus 4x minus 5 to the power of 5. The derivative of 3x squared plus 4x minus 5 to the power of 5 is equal to 5 times quantity 3x squared plus 4x minus 5 to the power of 5 minus 1 times the derivative of 3x squared plus 4x minus 5. Simplify, and we have 5 times quantity 3x squared plus 4x minus 5 times 6x plus 4. You're doing great. Let's have more examples. Find dy over dx, where y is equal to square root of 3x cubed plus 4x plus 1. Multiply both sides by d over dx, and we have dy over dx is equal to 1/2 times 3x cubed plus 4x plus 1 to the power of 1/2 minus 1 times derivative of 3x cubed plus 4x plus 1 is equal to negative 1/2 times quantity of 3x cubed plus 4x plus 1 to the power of negative 1/2 times 9x squared plus 4. Using inverse property of quality, we come up with 9x squared plus 4 all over 2 times square root of 3x cubed plus 4x plus 1. Very good! Amazing! For our next example, solve this using generalized power rule. Find the derivative, or find dy over dx of y is equal to square of quantity sine 3x. Solve this in just 30 seconds. Timer starts now. Time is up. Let's check. Multiply both sides by d over dx. And we have dy over dx is equal to d over dx times square of quantity sine of 3x. Simplify, and 2 times quantity sine 3x to the power of 2 minus 1 times d over dx times sine 3x. This is equal to 2 sine 3x times cos 3x times d over dx of 3x. Simplify, and we have 2 times sine 3x times cos 3x times 3. And we come up with 6 sine 3x cos 3x. Wow, you're doing good. Let's have another one. Differentiate quantity of 3x squared minus 5 to the power of 3. Solve this in just 30 seconds. Timer starts now. Time is up! In this example, we can write in this notation d times quantity 3x squared minus 5 to the power of 3 all over dx, or we can write in this way d over dx times quantity 3x squared minus 5 to the power of 3. Simplify, we have 3 times quantity 3x squared minus 5 to the power of 3 minus 1 times the derivative of quantity 3x squared minus 5. Then 3 times 3x squared minus 5 to the power of 2 times 6x is equal to 18x times of 3x squared minus 5. Wow! Amazing! You got the correct answer. For our next lesson, we have implicit differentiation. Most of our examples for the past lesson about differentiation, that is called explicit differentiation, in which we have an addition of y is equal to a function. Then, the derivative of y with respect to x. However, some function y is written implicitly as function of x. This means that the expression not given directly in the form of y is equal to f of x. A familiar example of this equation is x squared plus y squared is equal to 5, or a circle function. To solve implicitly for this example, just multiply both sides by d over dx. Since we need to solve for the derivative of y with respect to x, so we have d over dx times x squared plus d over dx times y squared is equal to d over dx times 5. Simplify, the derivative of x squared is 2x. The derivative of y squared is 2y times dy over dx. And the derivative of 5 is 0. So, we come up with 2x plus 2y times dy over dx is equal to 0. Next step, solve in terms of dy over dx by changing the position of our terms. Then dy over dx is equal to x over y. And that is the answer. Very good. For second example, in implicit differentiation, find dy over dx, or y cubed plus 4y squared plus 3x squared plus 10 is equal to 0. differentiating both sides of the equation, d over dx times 4y cubed plus 4y squared plus 3x squared dy over dx plus 10 is equal to d over dx of 0. Then, d over dx times y cubed plus d over dx times 4y squared plus d over dx 3x squared plus d over dx of 10 is equal to d over dx of 0. We have 3y squared dy over dx plus 8y dy over dx plus 6x dy over dx plus 0 is equal to 0. Find the terms having dy over dx and factor out. We have dy over dx times quantity 3y squared plus 8y plus 6x is equal to 0. Transpose 6x to the other side of the equation. Divide both sides by 3y squared plus 8y plus 6x. Then, dy over dx is equal to negative 6x all over 3y squared plus 8y. Very good! Now, it's your turn. Find dy over dx in x cubed plus y cubed is equal to 8. We'll check your answer after this break.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
We are back. Let's check your answer. Multiply both sides by d over dx. And we have d over dx times x cubed plus d over dx times y cubed is equal to 8. Simplify, then 3x squared plus 3y squared dy over dx is equal to 0. Transpose 3x squared to the other side of the equation. We have 3y squared dy over dx is equal to negative 3x squared. Divide both sides by 3y squared and it yields dy over dx is equal to negative x squared all over y squared. Very good! You are right! For our next example, find dy over dx in y sine y is equal to xy. Solve this in just 30 seconds. Timer starts now. Time is up! I know you're right. Let's check your answer. D over dx times y sine y is equal to d over dx times xy. We have y times d over dx of sine y plus sine y d over dx of y is equal to x times d over dx of y plus y times d over dx of x. Then, and that is using the product rule. Then, y cos y dy dx plus sin y dy over dx is equal to x dy over dx plus y. Simplify, we have y cos y dy over dx plus sin y dy over dx minus x dy over dx is equal to y. Then, dy over dx times quantity y cos y plus sin y minus x is equal to y. And lastly, we have dy over dx is equal to y all over y cos y plus sin y minus x. You are right! Very good! After this topic, we have related rates. This is the application of implicit differentiation, wherein you will solve word problems. You can scan your modules or your reference for related rates. I think that will be all for today. I know you're full with the knowledge of our subject, basic calculus. Before this end, I will leave you with a quote from Isaac Newton. No great discovery was ever made without a bold guess. Thank you for your time, for spending with us. As I say, sa Z-Eskwela, siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw. Bye, everyone!
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive and Technical Working Committee. The school's division superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. Curriculum Implementation Division OIC Chief, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. School Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Program Director, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. Assistant Program Director, Noemi P. Canales. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Dr. Renato N. Pakpakin, Dr. Andy P. Cabodok, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangi, Ryan Villanueva, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard D. Apit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Production and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judilan T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen C. Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banyes. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo C. Gutierrez Jr., Jade Karen R. Arais, Eliza May Garsuta, Sedi S. Caballero, and Jane S. Caballero. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.
Z Radio 88.5.
Sabay-sabay na babangon, sama-samang ahon, ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Ipapipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon, para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin ang pagbabago, kahirapan kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Kristiyano katutubo, isang hanggarin san patungo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong
Isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan, sa bawat oras at panahon, magpakailanman. Hangad palagi ng ating paaralan, ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat, sabay-sabay, pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong
pagtutulungan, walang kupas na kaugalian. Tatag at tibay, sinasabuhay, galak sa puso ay walang kapantay. Panahon na naman ang brigada, pagbigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, salin na buong barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na magbayanihan na. Ikaw ako, tayong lahat, hawak kamay, sabay-sabay, kapit-bisig, buong bayan. Tara na, kumilos na. Tulong-tulong sa pagsulong, hatid na kalidad sa edukasyon. Sa kabataan, saya at dunong, buong madla sabay na aahon. Panahon na naman ng brigada, pagbigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, salin na buong barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na magbayanihan na. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na magbayanihan na. Brigada, sabay-sabay na, sabay-sabay na. Sugata ang adlaw with a smile. Tune in na sa radio, in alive. Bisan na sa man good, listen to the music and it feels so good. Ay gundang ihangtod, di papuntagan pero lingaw man pod. Sa balay man o trabaho, bisan na sa man ka mo adto. Giving you the best music, diri lang sa Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na Pasibya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na Pasibya, Z-Radio. Don't stop. Sa Z-Radio, tagaan mong lingaw. Kay giving you the best music and everything, that's what make us proud. So turn your radio up, don't stop. Chillin' while we tune in sa radio. All day, all night, dito yun lang sa Z-Radio. Minsan o ka sa pakapadulong, sa balay man o trabaho. Giving you the best music and everything, dito lang sa Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawanon na Pasibya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa Bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio.
Pre, unsa din ang 88.5?
Z-Radio.
Unsa man po ng Z-Radio?
88.5.
Kuyaw, oy!
Ma 88.5 o Z-Radio man, kamo na minaw sa Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw, Z-Radio 88.5.
Adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong kuyaw. Para sa bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio.
Kazi, usa ka ba kateki? Pindot diri, pindot dito. Ang inyong bagong Z-Radio may application na. Mag-download sa Android App Store ug Z-Radio application aron masking asa ka man mo adto, Luzon, Visayas ug Mindanao o masking naka sa Zimbabwe. Makapaminaw ka sa Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw, Z-Radio 88.5.
Sa bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio.
Nagasibya gikan sa Bulawanong probinsya sa Davao de Oro. Kini ang Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw, 88.5 Z-Radio.
This is Z-Radio 88.5.
Z-Radio 88.5.
And we are back here sa ating programang Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Siguradong masaya.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, atuan ang nahatod kaninyo ang atuang leksyon for our basic calculus with our topic, Basic Concepts of Derivatives. And of course, pasasalamatan po natin ang ating content presenter and creative resource material developer for doing such a huge effort para gyud mahatod sa atuang mga learners kining atuang leksyon para kanila. Once again, atong pasalamatan ay our content presenter.
Yes, we'd like to thank Jessie Jem C. Celis, Teacher 2 of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, and the Creative Resource Material Developer, John Ray D. Aying, Teacher 1 of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School.
Yes, I am very sure na ang ating mga learners na nakikinig ngayon have gotten a lot out from our lesson presentations today. And of course, if you wish to have some clarifications, please feel free to approach your teachers. Kay naanaagyo na sila kanunay, anda muhatag sa inyo ha og katinawan og dugang pang mga examples para mas mapalalum pa ang atuang pagsabot ni ining atuang topic for today.
Yes, we're given and we are down na. We're almost done with our episode today. Just a recap of what transpired for today. Kanina, from 10 to 11, we started with Math 9 with the topic Pythagorean Theorem and its proof. Of course, with our presenter, Ma'am Selma B. Nanali and Ma'am Kristen Joy R. Dalugdog of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School.
Yes, in the second hour, nakauban nato si Sir Julius Ernest R. Miranda, Teacher 1 of Mabini National High School for our Mathematics Grade 10 lesson presentation with our topic, Illustrating Combinations.
Yes, and this was followed with our Math 11 with the topic, Mean and Variance of Sampling Distribution. Of course, with our content presenter, Jester E. Piscadero, Special Science Teacher 1 of Pantucan National High School, and Sir Jeffrey T. Alfonso, the Creative Resource Material Developer, Teacher 2 of Pantucan National High School.
And concluding our episode for today, we got our lesson presentation for Basic Calculus with Basic Concepts of Derivatives. This was presented to us by Sir Jessie Jem C. Celis, Teacher 2 of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, together with the Creative Resource Material Developer, Sir John Ray D. Aying, Teacher 1 of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School. Sa lahat po ng ating mga content presenters for today, daghan kaayong salamat and congratulations for a job very well done para gyud nga mapaabot nato sa ato ang mga learners kining ilahang deserve gyud nga mga leksyon aron naa sila'y madunggan, mas ma-explain sa ilaha ang mga leksyon nga anaa nila makita sa ilahang mga modules.
Yes, that's right, Sir Given, because our program here in our radio-based instruction is a supplementary material in which our learners should be able to get some information nga pwede po nila matanawan balik. Pwede nila kani makita sa to ang YouTube channel which is Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO.
Yes, and to all our teachers, no, mga kaubanan sa ato ang content presenters and creative resource material developers sa ilahang mga tulunghaan, ato ang gitimbayatan na natong mga magtutudlo, mga suking tigpaminaw sa Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School. We also have our teachers here from Mabini National High School. Maayong pagpaminaw ninyo diha. Hello to Ma'am Pinky Piñaroyo. Maayong pagpaminaw, the PSDS of Mabini District.
Yes, of course, Sir Given. Hello also to all our secondary teachers there at Compostela National High School. Of course, with their school principal, Sir Norman Handog.
And of course, ato apong gitimbaya akong mga kaubanan dinha sa Monte Vista National High School. Hello sa amo ang school principal 4, Dr. Jernaldin O. Perez, Ma'am Marites Villa Corteza, our school principal for the senior high school, and to our head teacher 3, assistant principal designate, Sir Jonef Molianeda Miguel. Sa ato mga kaubanan din ha, maayong pagpaminaw og thank you very much for being with us sa ato ang programa.
Yes, and special greetings also to our special education program supervisor in special education, Dr. Andy Cabudok. Hello, sir.
Yes, usa na pod ka mahinungdanong episode ang atuang nahuman mga kazi nang hinaot kami nga sa tanang panahon makauban mo namo og daghan kayong salamat sa inyong mainit nga suporta ni ining atuang programa. From all of us here in behalf sa Department of Education, Schools Division of Davao de Oro, we can't thank you enough for really giving us an idea and for letting us feel, for allowing us feel that you are with us in this journey.
That's right, Sir Given. Kay ginaatangan gyud ta sa atong mga learners, mga ginikanan ug atong mga magtutudlo dinha. So dili lang kay karong adlaw aduna pa kitay ugma na sa.
Yes, uban ni gihapon ninyo ang ato ang programa, same time, same station, only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong siguradong lingaw.
Siguradong kuya.
O wala na tay igong oras mga kazi sa ngalan sa kinatibuk ang puwersa ni ining atong programang Radyo Z-Eskwela. Kauban ang ato ang program director Dr. Arlene Lim and our assistant program director Ma'am Noemi Canales. Kami manamilit na kaninyo ni ining ato ang programa. My name is Teacher Given.
And I am Ma'am Nanay Lor at your service.
Kauban ang ato ang mga members sa Technical Working Group. We have here Sir Tata Acosar, our Vimix operator for the day. We also have Ma'am May Istanyol, our SMPT.
We also have Ma'am Bessie Banyes and Ma'am Sedi Caballero.
Yes, daghan kayong salamat, no? And sa ato mga kaubanan nga mga Technical Working Group, dinhi sa ato ang programa, daghan kayong salamat o dalaygon ang Dios. Once again, my name is Teacher Given.
And I am Ma'am Nanay Lor.
Mag-amping ta kanunay. God bless everyone.
Keep safe.